Good morning. We're filming in the morning, as per usual. Oh, close that door. I'm in the bathrobe. I'm eating breakfast. If you've been on this channel for any amount of time, you're used to this. Continuing on with spooky season. We're now reading more vampires, more young adult, but I think a little bit dark. The Coldest Girl in Coldtown by Holly Black. I picked this book up specifically because on a TikTok I saw that it was a vampire, like, horror-ish book with really good bisexual rep in it, so I am fucking down. It also has a really interesting approach to vampirism in that they're treating it kind of like a national pandemic, which... Anyway, my name is Logan and I'm the Bible Boy. I'm a chaotic bisexual. I read books. Let's hop in. Okay, so yeah, right off the bat, like, first page, this is an established bisexual main character who's attracted to all genders on the page. Thank God that writing has become like this. Okay, I am in with the way this book pulls you in. We started, like, the very first scene is our protagonist wakes up in a bathtub after a party, sort of like, I don't know, anybody that's ever had a party phase has a night where they go out partying and they end at a house party, and then you, like, kind of black out, and you know, the next day you wake up in a bathtub somewhere. Maybe not everyone's done that, but it's set like that, except for she's like waking up and, like, looking around being like, oh wow, there's all these other drunk people, and then she realizes that they're not drunk. They're dead. There was a vampire attack at the house party she was at last night, and she's the only one that's alive. So I'm fucking here for this already. This is so good. She's not the only one that's alive. There's her ex, who seems like a dick, is tied to, she found him tied to a bed and gagged, in, like, a room with, like, the windows covered in shit so it would still be dark, and in the other side, in the other corner, chained to, like, the wall, is a vampire teenage boy. So something the fuck happened here. I knew it. The dickhead ex is a vampire. I knew it. 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 Also, this young boy vampire named, I think, Gabrielle is how we say that, but I'm not sure. He's so far giving, like, hints and signals that are keeping her safe-ish from the vampires that are still in the house, because, like, there's obviously still a fuck ton of vampires in the house from the raid from the attack last night. So, we have a good vampire. Are you a good vampire or a bad vampire? I'm not a vampire at all. Vampires are hot and sparkly. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so, I'm a few more pages in. Now we're getting a bunch of history about, like, the vampirism outbreak and, like, how the outbreak happened. I really like the way that they like, had the outbreak happen in the US, at least, was there's, like, a vampire who went on a rampage just trying to turn people, not trying to kill people. And then he was eventually killed, but not before he turned a bunch of people who were not educated about how to prevent turning people when biting them as vampires. So it's just, like, spreading like wildfire. There's also, like, a period of time before you fully turn where you're, like, incredibly bloodthirsty, but if you don't drink blood for those first 80 days, then you won't turn. Apparently, our main character's name is Tana, and I haven't said that. Our protagonist Tana's mother got bitten at one point, and we don't know if she was actually turned or if she died or what happened. Also, apparently her dad's a dick. But yeah, it's a really, I didn't do a good job of explaining the plague well, but it's the vampirism plague, but it is really good. Like, this is so good, you guys. Oh my god, I highly recommend this book. I'll check in when I feel something, but I have to go to work, so probably after work. Bye. Okay, hello. Hi. I'm back. So it's been literally over 24 hours. I read a little bit yesterday. But here's the thing. I'm in a Halloween pole dance and circus show, and that is next week. And rehearsals for that have basically been taking up my entire life. So while I read yesterday, I didn't vlog it. I am 100 pages into this book. I am obsessed with the way that Holly Black writes. Firstly, this is so well written. Secondly, I'm really enjoying the development of the vampirism as a plague, but then also as like an addicting sort of thing, because there's a lot of people that like it's so, there are some people that want like both immortality and like the strength that comes with a vampire so bad that they will go to these cold towns which are gated in quarantined communities that people who are vampires or have the vampirisms or have been like infected by vampirism, which is called going cold, get sent to. They will go there just to sacrifice themselves. And the spread of the disease is so bad that like vampires are like dealing with overpopulation now, and that they figured out ways to eat and not turn people, so that because the food supply for them is short. It's so good. I love Gabrielle so much. Hate Aiden, can't stand him. What a disgusting man. Aiden and Tahana were like dealing with the fact after they get out of the vampire infected house, they're dealing with the fact that they've both been infected and will probably like die, and they were gonna hole up, or they were gonna like try, instead of going to a cold town, they were gonna try and hole up in a hotel and just like ride it out. If you don't drink blood after being infected within a certain amount of time, then you can like survive it. You won't die, and you can survive, and you can like not be a vampire. But the effects are like a super amped up version of like withdrawals, and like it's so good. But they were gonna go to a hotel and write it out together, which I was like, oh, cute. And then Aiden fucking attacked her. Hate him. But Gabrielle saved them, so it's good. Okay, so I'm back from work. Also, we just met these two teens that like ran away from home and wanted to become vampires and are blogging it all. And one of them they were like redid their names, and one of them is named Midnight, and it just reminds me, oh my god, this is who I wanted to be and thought I was as a teenager, which is not good, but we'll unpack that later. It's fine. So did I mention that they're going to a cold town? Did I mention that? Okay, so the whole like initial the plan was, because Aiden fucking attacked her, she is going to take Gabrielle and Aiden at least to a cold town, and then she's like, either I'm gonna turn them in as vampires to get a bounty, because the cold town is like where all the vampires fucking quarantine, or she's going to go in herself, because when they were escaping the party, she did get bit, but she doesn't know if she's gonna get infected or not yet, because it was a shallow bite, and like it was a scrape, so like there's like a ooh, will she, won't she turn, or whatever. They've gotten to the border of the cold town, and like there was like this super goth like moment between her and Gabrielle where like he thought that she was just trying to save Aiden, and she was like, no, I don't really give a fuck about him. I'm trying to quarantine myself because I don't want to like turn and then go try to kill my family or whatever. And he was like, oh, badass. In Midnight and Winter, the siblings that are bloggers that want to become vampires are there too. This would make an incredible fucking TV series. Like this. I'm halfway through the book. I'm gonna go to bed, you guys. I'm so tired. Hello, friends. I just got back from pole class and pole rehearsal. Let's finish this book. We're halfway through. We can do it. I believe in us. Okay, the fact that you have to do like legal paperwork and shit to get into Coldtown is kind of my favorite thing. Like, it's almost like the DMV, and I'm obsessed. Okay, so just as like based only on the way that Gabrielle talks compared to everybody else, I have a suspicion that he is far older than everyone else. Like, he's been a vampire for a long fucking time. He was just turned a long time ago and is still young. Yes, it is the next morning. Yes, I fell asleep last night. Don't ask questions. Let's finish this book. Yeah, so Gabrielle's definitely ancient. I feel like he might. I have a suspicion that he might be the vampire that started the plague. Not gonna lie. I really do think he is. But they are through the security at the Coldtown now. And the way that you, like, get put into the Coldtown is, since it's, like, fully quarantined and walled off, like... Oh, I have to sneeze. Okay, it's gone. A fully, like, walled off quarantine town. They, like, put them in cages and lower the cages down into the Coldtown area, and then they're like, well, let's see if you can... The first step is get the fuck out of the cages and then get to safety. Like, this is... I did not expect this to be as much of a survivalist book as this is. This is so good. Oh my. Oh my. We just had a spicy moment, we will say, between Tana and Gabrielle, and I'm here for that. Okay, why do these vampire hunters on these reality TV shows remind me of the crocodile hunter? Like, this is Steve Irwin, just like goth. You guys, I don't want to spoil anything, but shit is getting real. This book is so good. Okay, fuck that, I will spoil it. So Midnight and Winter are traitors, and they fucking sold Tana and Aiden out to this group of people that, like, I don't know exactly what they do, but basically they have stuck Aiden and Tana in a room and locked them in, knowing that they're both infected and are, like, waiting to turn and will, like, the hunger will happen soon. And they're basically, like, watching them like it's a dog fight, like, waiting for one of them to turn and, like, kill the other one. And, like, it's been a while, so they haven't attacked each other yet, but the hunger's happening, and whoever it is just stuck, like, a bowl of blood in to, like, mix it up. So yeah, pretty crazy. And I officially hate Aiden even more than I did before. He's fucking manipulative and gross. He stole the marker, and as soon as she was about to escape from the room, he stole the marker so that she has to come back because she can't get out of Coldtown without it. It's like a passport. I'm pissed. Okay, so there's, like, this, like, big bad vampire dude of sorts named Lucian, and we just got, like, so we don't know much about him, but apparently he's, like, Gabrielle is Lucian's token, like, his mark, so that he can, like, get out or whatever. But we just got a flashback, and, like, Lucian is the vampire that turned Gabrielle, like, hundreds of years ago in Russia, apparently. And it's giving me, like, very, very, like, Interview with a Vampire, Lestat and Louis vibes, like, that type of thing, and I'm here for it. Okay, so it's been, like, a little bit, and Tana came back to, like, try and... She's, like, gonna rescue Aiden is the whole idea, but she's also really just there to get, like, the token so she can get out, the marker. However, shit has not gone as planned. Aiden turned, and killed some people. And some really sad shit's going down. It's very sad. But there's this scene where like, Tana's, like, entering the building and, like, sneaking in before she knows, like, exactly what happened, and it's very horror, and I'm loving it. It's also very Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I'm just so down. So down. So now Tana and this girl she just met, Valentina, are, like, going to... The whole thing is they're like, we gotta find Gabrielle. So they went to this party that's, like, at a club, and it's, like, where, like, young people go to, like, be begged to be turned into vampires by the vampires, and basically the vampires are really just there to, like, eat them and kill them, you know? Or to turn them. It really just depends. But she's there, and Lucien and his girlfriend are there. And I feel like shit's about to get fucked up. Shit got fucked up. Gavriella's here. He's not playing around. Someone just died. Oh my god, holy shit. Oh my god, Midnight's here too. Fuck. Yeah. This is so good. Ooh, okay, so now we're getting, like, this backstory between, like, Lucien and Gabrielle, and, Lucien's girlfriend is Elizabeth, who Elizabeth was, I kind of feel a wasted character. I don't know yet, because the book's not over. I've got, like, 100 pages left, but she just died. She was introduced, she made 1 second, and then just died. However, in these flashbacks, they're very much giving, it's less Lestat and Louis and more Spike and Angel in the flashbacks in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and their, like, crew. If you know, you know. I am, oh, it's so good. This book is not at all what I fucking expected, but it's everything I've always wanted and more. Okay, so also there's this dude called the Spider who, I don't know who he is yet, but he was mentioned in the, like, nowadays when, like, Gabrielle and Lucien are fighting as, like, they both want to kill the Spider, and he just showed up in the flashback. He seems to be, like, a vampire authority figure who's like, yo, Lucien, you're being a dumbass and you're changing people who don't know how to be vampires and you're creating unstable offspring, so, like, stop. But I think that's what he is, but I'm not sure. To be honest, I am having a little bit of a hard time, like, comprehending all of, like, keeping all the characters straight, because there's a lot of incredible characters in this, but there is, like, a lot being introduced, and where we've got, like, Tana's viewpoint is, like, POV is for sure the strongest, but then the others are more, like, I don't know, it's interesting. It's really good, but it's a little bit difficult to follow at points, for sure. So if I get something wrong, correct me in the comments is what I'm saying. Damn, this girl just keeps getting captured and getting infected and left in rooms to rot. Fuck. So, to explain that, Midnight bit her. Then she killed Midnight. But then Lucien was like, what the fuck? You killed a vampire I invited to my party. Even though he just killed one of the people that he invited to his party. But, I don't know, he has Spike energy. But, like, bad Spike, not good Spike, you know? But now she is chained up in, Lisbeth's old room. Lisbeth's the one who died. The one who got killed. She's chained up in Lisbeth's old room, and they're like, I think they're waiting for her to turn. But Gabrielle is there, and he's, like, making sure that they don't kill her. He wants her to, like, die and turn, which is really creepy, but she's like, yo, I still don't want to be a vampire, so I think she's gonna try and escape and then ride out the 88 days it takes for you to sweat out the vampire venom that, like, either kills you, or if you drink blood before, like, right before you die, it turns you. So yeah. Okay, I'm back from pole class. So what, Tana escaped again, because Gabrielle, like, left a little, like, ooh, here's a key type thing. So obviously Gabrielle doesn't want her to die. However, she escaped, and she, like, went through this creepy fucking hallway, and, like, shit went down, and she's definitely, like, feeling the effects of the vampirism infecting her, but she's not, like, not fully turned yet, but she's in the process, because she's going through those withdrawals, and she was trying to escape, but this dude snuck up, technical terms, this dude snuck up on her, and she freaked the hell out, and attacked him, and drank his blood. However, he was a vampire that Gabrielle left there to die, because he just wanted to see what happened. And when you drink vampire blood when you're infected, you don't fully turn immediately, because it's the older way of turning people. If you drink human blood, you turn immediately. But if you drink vampire blood, you gain like the strength and the abilities of that vampire, and it makes you stronger when you do eventually turn. It's a slower process. So basically what I'm saying is she's fucked. She's gonna be a vampire, but it's taking longer, and now her withdrawal symptoms are even more, and she has like the teeth, but it's not like fully happening. Anyway, I'll get back to you. Okay, so the last 100 pages were intense. Damn good, but I don't want to spoil anything. I will say, if you want a quiet, violent, very spooky, very creepy, just very atmospheric goth vampire book with a healthy discussion about what it's like to be a responsible bisexual human being, and also what it's like to be a bisexual that uses the bad stereotypes rooted in biphobia to your advantage to hurt people. That would be her ex-boyfriend Aiden. Do it. Check out this book. It's good. I don't know how to tell you anything about the end of this book without spoiling it, but all I can say is I fucking loved this. Like, this is so Buffy the Vampire Slayer that, like, I could hear the theme song in my head at points. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. But yeah. So yeah, that's my review of Coldest Girl in Coldtown. Is go read it. It was thrilling. Yeah. Up next is The Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice, finishing out spooky season. So tune in next week for that. If you enjoyed this video, thanks for sticking around and helping out. This has been the Bye Book Boy, and I am saying bye.